Well, good afternoon and welcome to the NRMN Career Development Webinar, leveraging feedback to enhance graduate student success via GradPI. So happy National Mentoring Month from your friends here at the National Research Mentoring Network. And so in celebration of National Mentoring Month, this webinar is about an innovative platform to help graduate students choose and share information about their advisors. Yale Biology graduate students Gadareth, Higgs, and Javier Portillo share why they started GradPI and how it will improve the graduate school experience and success of its users. And a little instruction surrounding the webinar. So we'll have a 10 to 15 minute Q&A section towards the end. Submit a question, simply navigate to the Q&A button and type in your question, then hit submit. This will notify the panelists of your question, and we will address those questions at the end of the webinar. Also, to let you guys know, we will be making a recording of this webinar available on our NRMNet YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe. Alrighty, without any further ado, may I present Gadareth Higgs and Javier Portillo, founders of GradPI.
Thank you so much, Alexis, and welcome to this NRMN webinar on GradPI, a website designed to leverage feedback to enhance graduate student success. My name is Gadareth Higgs.
Hey everybody, I'm Javier Portillo, and we are the founders of GradPI.
So today, we'll give you a little bit of background info on us.
And then we'll talk to you guys about how GradPI came to be.
And next, we'll tell you how GradPI can help you and others.
Next, we want to tell you how you can help GradPI.
And finally, we want to tell you how you can benefit again in this process based on a special promotion for NRMN webinar users.
And in the end, we're going to take questions, comments, and suggestions. Please, we desperately need these so we can be better serving you guys in the future.
So, I am Gadareth Higgs, as I mentioned before. Here's a recent picture of me, as you can also see me on the screen. And
I'm Javier. That's a terrible picture of me, but we're using it.
No drooling, ladies, no drooling.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background. First of all, I'm going to start with my academic background. And so I attended Ramapo College of New Jersey. I studied bioinformatics and biochemistry while I was there. And from there, I went on, and I'm from the Bahamas, and I went back to the Bahamas. And while working as an analyst, I did a master's in biomedical informatics at Rutgers University. And then from there, at some point, I decided to make this trek to New Haven to leave the warmth of the Bahamas and to come to Yale for the
freezing cold.
That's right. Exactly. That's what I came for. And so I am working on my PhD in molecular, cellular, and developmental biology. I currently have the master's in bioinformatics, and I finished all of the requirements for the MPhil in MCDB. Now, a little bit about my occupational background. I touched a little bit on it before when I said about the business analyst part. But I also served as a Ramapo College of New Jersey supplemental instructor for elementary probability and statistics. I also worked for a summer at the University of Pennsylvania as a summer undergraduate minority researcher, where I studied HIV and seriously mentally ill. And also I spent a summer at Harvard, where I sped up a computational folder to actually simulate folding of proteins. Then I went home to the Bahamas, and I was a lecturer in anatomy and physiology. And I briefly crossed over to the dark side and actually was an analyst, business analyst at an oil company. Yes, shame on me, I know.
We forgive you.
Okay, all right. But I came back and I saw the light, and I became a Bristol Myers Squibb summer intern, and around the time that I was coming back into my graduate degree. And so
my background, so I was at community college for quite a long time. My parents were immigrants to the United States. And so I've had to work full-time jobs for a really, really long time since I was 15 years old. And so I spent quite a bit of time at community college, about 6 years. And then I was finally able to transfer to the University of California, Santa Cruz, where I got my bachelor's degree in biochemistry and neuroscience. I am an NSF GRFP recipient, so I've had funding as an undergraduate from the NSF, and I currently, my PhD is being funded by the NSF, and I'm working on my PhD here in molecular cellular developmental biology at Yale University. And a little bit about my occupational background. I was a marketing agent for AT&T for a couple years. And then I worked for Geek Squad for quite a long time, about 8 years. I was a district manager for them. And I did research at Children's Hospital of Orange County, where I also worked for Geek Squad. I volunteered there, I did research there, I spent my entire time there, and that was for about 6-7 years. I also worked as a tutor for RCC, my community college. And I've also worked as a tutor mentor for STEM programs at the University of California, Santa Cruz.
Okay, so what is GradPI? GradPI ultimately is a website that allows users, you specifically, to anonymously evaluate graduate school advisors based on SMART metrics. But I'm sure you're wondering, what are SMART metrics, right? And this is not specific, measurable, achievable, and timely, and specific. It's not the SMART metric that you have for goals. So specifically here, we're using SMART as in S, standing for standing. And that means your reputation. M for mentorship, which is extremely important. Particularly, that's what we're focused on this month and in this webinar. A being autonomy. R being resources, how much funding an advisor or grad PI would have. And also T being for tact. And so that would be pretty much how one interacts with either the grad students or the postdocs in their lab, and those people with them. So why did we start GradPI? I entered grad school at Yale, and I made great friends, met interesting people. I had to take a leave for a year, and when I got back, my advisor had actually left for another institution. So I found another advisor. However, things did not go well. Disaster struck. For more details on what happened, I'd advise you to go on to sign up at www.gradpi.com to get the rest of the story. And it's a pretty quick sign up process. So you're welcome to check that out at any point in time. So
my experience with joining GradPI is a little bit different from Gadareth's. Essentially, I joined GradPI shortly after its launching, and I saw the potential of the site. However, my experience was just a little bit different. So when I joined the site, I shared it with friends at different universities. I shared it with my entire networking group, and we were able to double the likes within about a week. But I've had quite a bit of good mentors and professors in my life that the only reason why I'm here today is because of them. And so for me, GradPI was a place where we can celebrate great mentors, and basically it's like a stage to say, hey, this person has made a big difference in my life, and they can potentially make a difference in your life as well.
Okay, so we have a few GradPI milestones that I want to take you guys through. The first was that I purchased the domain back in 2016, in August of 2016.
And then in 2017, our first advisor was added and rated in February. If you fast forward over to June of 2017, we had 10. We went to 10 schools, had 100 users. By the end of the year, we had 100 advisors on the site.
Yeah. And in 2018, we started with about 20 schools, 3,000 visits. In February, however, we had an article that came out in Science magazine that doubled our user base from about 244 users to 525 users within less than a month. And by the end of the year, we had kept a lot of that momentum, and we had at that point 707 users.
And our goals for 2019 is to reach 1,000 users with your guys' help. We want to add a Rater Connect, a PI match, a program rate, program match, and a mobile app eventually. So keep an eye out for that in the future.
Absolutely. So how is GradPI different from Rate My Professor? So GradPI is different from Rate My Professor mainly in the duration of interactions, because a lot of people ask this question. With Rate My Professor, you are rating a professor with whom you have an interaction, usually for about 4 months, maybe 8 months, if you take a class with them again. However, with GradPI, you're dealing with someone that you are evaluating who will be your mentor / boss for 4 years plus. So you're looking at an order of magnitude more. Also, you have the authentication of users. So with GradPI, we authenticate our users to ensure that they are actually students at that university and are allowed to rate and may have had an interaction with a particular PI. This is not the case for Rate My Professor. And finally, at GradPI, we're building a community. It's not just about rating professors or just putting a rating on and moving forward. We really want to share with you our wealth of information, not only about PIs, but however about moving through grad school. And with that being said, we have an email list whereby we pass on good information, and you get to adjust the frequency of that email.
Okay, so how do we protect our users? So PIs are restricted from logging into the site. So you're free to be as honest and thoughtful about your rating for the professors and not risk the professor going on there and identifying who the person is. Comments are optional. We understand that currently a lot of our advisors don't have a saturated amount of students. Not all the students have gone on and rated each advisor. So we understand that an advisor, by reading comments, can potentially identify a student. And alumni can evaluate PIs. So say you graduated from that lab, or you used to work there and you moved on, you can actually go back and evaluate that professor. That way we can saturate an advisor's profile so that there could be even more students that have rated that professor. Rotation students can also rate professors. And of course, undergrads that have spent a substantial amount of time with that professor can also rate them as well. A login is required for viewing ratings. So the only way to go onto our website and see the reviews for a professor, you actually have to log in. So not just anybody can go in and see the ratings. And of course, you can come back in the future and edit evaluations if need be, or if something changes, or if you change your perspective.
Yeah. All right. So now I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of GradPI, some of its features. At first, we have a
user-friendly aesthetic layout. We have a Google image uploader. And then we have the ability to go through different platforms like social media, so you can actually share the page and share it to your friends' networks.
Yeah. Okay. And so all right. So some of the upcoming features that we have are the Rater Connect feature. And this really is to help users who have already rated to actually be in touch with those who may be interested in their rating. We also have a PI match program that we're looking, and whereby we hope to get PIs to actually connect you with a PI based on filling out some information and some sort of evaluation of what you value in terms of the SMART metrics that we have. And also we have the program rate that we eventually want to do, whereby we plan to have you evaluate actual full programs at schools, and users can then choose programs based on these evaluations. And very similarly to the program match, so very similar to the PI match, we have the program match. And as Javi spoke about earlier, we are planning to roll out a mobile app very soon. So how will GradPI help its users? First, GradPI will definitely minimize friction for students selecting their labs.
And next is reducing the hassle for incoming students into a program to learn about PIs. I know I certainly spent a lot of time before I joined my program investigating whether a PI was worth, based on my interests, a rotation.
Sure, yeah, that's very important. And we want to serve as the go-to resource for that. So instead of you having to hunt down some current or past grad students or postdocs, we want to be that resource for you to choose your graduate school PIs.
And of course, we also want to be a great resource for you choosing your graduate program as a whole. So hopefully in the future, we can tie in advisors to graduate programs, and you can actually use our website to find out what's the best fit for you.
Absolutely. And ultimately, we want to improve graduate student success, but at the same time,
we want to improve graduate student happiness, because a happy grad student is a successful grad student.
That's right. So GradPI does not only help grad students, but as Javier will tell you,
yeah, of course, it's going to maximize the success between a graduate student and, of course, the professor, which is very important.
Also, it's going to improve lab productivity.
We're going to hopefully work on reducing student turnaround at graduate programs.
Yeah, that's a big problem. And so we hope to actually provide PIs with a mechanism of accountability.
And of course, we want to celebrate those PIs, showcase the ones that have fantastic attributes so other students can reap the benefit of a good mentor.
Absolutely. So GradPI has capabilities of helping grad students. It will help PIs. We also see it helping institutions by first reducing attrition.
And next, obviously reducing the time to degree. That's very important.
Okay. And finally, improving institutional reputation, because currently the PhD completion project reports that less than 2/3 of life sciences doctoral students complete their degree within 10 years. So this statistic is showing that there's lots of waste going on in terms of either people are taking a very long time to finish, or they're not finishing at all. And this is wasting billions of dollars each year.
We think a large component of that is just bad matching. You know, I mean,
absolutely.
You're essentially expected to come in, rotate in a couple labs, and then pick somebody that you're going to dedicate yourself to for 6 years.
Yeah, absolutely. So
our call to action for you guys is please go to gradpi.com, sign up now.
Rate all the PIs that you've had interaction with. And when I say all, I mean all of them.
I mean, if you were in an elevator with them, maybe not, but if you've worked with them, that's very important. So, and please, please, please share with 3 or more of your friends using our share page.
And then finally, give us some feedback on the site and any issues you face.
We need it.
Yeah. But we have a special promotion. So we're not just telling you to do this and that's it. We're actually going to offer you something. So we have this winter promotion whereby you can get entries to win $100 worth of free food by doing all of the following. That's 1, becoming a user. 2, sharing with 3 friends using our share page. 3, rating 3 grad advisors. And 4, emailing us with your 3 favorite cuisines and zip codes so we can send you restaurant coupons. And there are no caps. there is no cap on the number of entries you can have.
And to sweeten the deal, we're going to have a promotion starting right now, a 24-hour promotion where you will win a free restaurant.com certificate by doing everything that we just mentioned. And then, so January 15th at 5 p.m. This is not for a chance to win. This is you will win.
That's right. That's right. So,
that concludes, and we're hoping to get some questions and comments and suggestions.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for listening.
Great. Thank you so much, fellas, for breaking down the GradPI platform. We do have a question from Naomi Robinson. How are you all going to get students already in grad programs to use this app as efficiently as students going into grad school?
That's an excellent question. I'll start and maybe Javi can weigh in. So personally, what I've done is I've reached out to friends and colleagues and people. I had to pretty much start with those that I know. But it is a difficult thing to do. And so that's why we hope that things such as these promotions will help people to be a little bit more, will incentivize them to actually do something about it. And also we want to let you know that your rating is anonymous, firstly, and it also is protected, as we would have mentioned. Like, we try to prevent any sort of bad interaction between you and your PI if somehow the PI were to see the rating or find out about the rating. And we have taken steps to kind of prevent PIs who are on the site and rated from signing on to the site just as another level of protection, right? And so all we can do is incentivize and tell people, those that we know and maybe those who know those we know. But it really is incumbent upon the users to take action. Maybe Javi can weigh in.
Yeah, we value your guys. Thank you for your question, and we value your guys' time. We know you guys are super busy, and that's why we're running these promotions. But basically, it's been a word of mouth. I mean, honestly, through the interview trail for me personally, for programs I worked in the past, it really is just word of mouth right now. So we really hope if you guys would start, promoting us at your institution and in your social and professional networks, please.
Absolutely.
Great. Any other tips or pieces of advice when evaluating your PI, or any go-to information that is most searchable, or things that you would like to find on there?
So you're saying, as a user, what would be some of the things that about a PI that you would find on GradPI?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mainly it's just be very honest. Obviously, when you're rating a professor, we certainly don't want this to be a platform where people are out to, try to crush someone's career.
Absolutely. It's
just be very honest with your experience and try to be objective, as objective as possible with your ratings.
Honesty is key, and also openness, frankness. If you share what you're comfortable with sharing, right? We're not trying to pull your teeth with this here. We want to make sure that, in fact, we want to make sure that this platform can help students avoid bad situations. Simultaneously, we also want to help make sure that this platform actually enables students to find really good matches. So whatever you're comfortable sharing, please share. But whatever that is, just share, even if it's just the single numeric rating, right? If you don't want to put it in comments, you can do that as well. But the main thing is to be frank, and, as Javi said, be objective and be honest.
Yeah, and one of the points that we made is currently professors, there's no way to see if a professor has a good rating or anything like that. And we're just hoping that eventually GradPI can become a resource where there's enough ratings for a particular professor that you can get a kind of a good idea before you make the leap of spending 4 to 10 years with somebody.
Absolutely.
Great, that's very helpful. Thank you. And so we have another question from the audience, is from Martina. And forgive me if I mispronounce anything, but is this open to alumni?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that was one of the points that we made in the presentation. Yes. Please, if you're an alumni, you know everything about that professor. So we would, yeah, yes, that would be one of the best ratings, because you Absolutely. Have seen the professor for many, many years. And again, if you had a fantastic experience, GradPI gives you that platform where you can celebrate that professor. And if the professor was good in some ways, but not so good in another, you can potentially warn a future student, or like warn them about something good or something bad.
Exactly. Yeah. So we definitely, yes, alumni are can rate. Yes, college students who may have had interactions with a PI, maybe for research, for summer research, or for extended period of time over the year, they also can rate. If you have had research interaction with a person, even in a rotation, that you can rate. We also want, if you had some sort of extensive collaboration, maybe you wrote a paper together, and if you have some sort of mentoring relationship with a PI, those are some of the people that we're looking for. And whether that's a postdoc, whether you're an undergrad, whether you're a grad student, whether you're an alumni, whether you're a research tech, even though we say GradPI, we're really trying to get as much information as possible from as many sources as possible to try and help grad students.
Great, and just some additional feedback from Ms. Martina. Congrats on creating this resource. This is a great, exciting, and excited to learn more. So,
great, thank you.
Confidence on there. Wonderful. Alrighty, are there any additional questions from the audience we would like to pose at this time? Okay. Gadareth, if I could just request you to go back one more slide so that our viewers can get an opportunity to review the call to action and the special promotions.
All right.
Alrighty. Beautiful. So you heard it. Winter promotion, you can get $100 of free food by A, becoming a user, B, sharing with 3 friends on social media and sharing their page, rating 3 advisors if you have the ability to, and then of course, emailing Gadareth and Javier 3 favorite cuisines and zip codes. Is there a particular email address that you want them to direct?
Once you become a user, there's an admin at GradPI. I think it's admin or dev at GradPI. But once you become a user, there's a link at the bottom, and you can just mail from there. So, yeah. And also, I'd just like to say the share page. We have a share. It's www.gradpi.com/share-page. So it's actually one of the tabs when you go to GradPI, and once you click there, then we have a mechanism whereby you can add in. You can put in 3 friends right there, and then share. So that's the way that we know that you've done it, because, so thank you. Thank you so much.
So just to be clear about the promotion, the winter promotion, the number 1 one, that's a chance to win $100. The other one is not 100, right?
So yes. So the winter promotion is win $100 worth of free food.
Chance to win.
Yeah. If you, by the end of, I think it's March 21st.
Yeah, but the number 2
the second one is you will actually win a certificate. If you do the same steps, but you have to do it by 5 p.m. tomorrow, or 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for making those clarifications. And Ms. Stephanie said, great job, Gadareth and Javier.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you very much for your time and sharing this wonderful platform and all of these resources available to users. So we look forward to making this webinar available on our NRMN YouTube channel. And once again, thank you guys very much for sharing this very beneficial content.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alexis, and thank you to everybody who watched.
All right.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.